And I'm joined now by Connor Mundy and his mom, Heather, and his respiratory therapist, Mike Lindsey, because Connor has cystic fibrosis. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing great. How are you?
Okay, good.
I'm good.
Okay, good. And Mike, how are you doing? I'm doing well, thanks. Okay, turn that microphone on. Okay, now, Connor was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis when he was only 3 months old. Is that
That's
correct,
right.
Mom?
Yep, that's
And
right.
educate me a little bit. How do they diagnose cystic fibrosis, especially in someone so young?
They do what they call a sweat test, where they kind of wrap him up and literally get his sweat and test it for the salt, the sodium in it.
Well,
And if the sodium levels are high, then they have cystic fibrosis.
can you give me Reader's Digest version of exactly what cystic fibrosis is and what it does? Because it's kind of long here, and I just want to be boring.
Right. Cystic fibrosis has to do with the salt exchange in the lungs, and it makes the mucus in the body thick.
Okay.
So a lot of the things are affected, like the lungs and the pancreas can get clogged, and different organs can get clogged. So Connor has to do therapies every day to stay healthy.
And what therapy, Connor, do you want to tell me what therapies you do?
Sure. I do vest and
Up on the microphone just a little bit.
I also do IPV machine. Right?
Yeah,
IPV, and it takes about 30 minutes, and I just inhale different medications.
Is the vest thing you're talking about, is that the one you wrap around and goes,
Yeah.
goes like that?
Yeah.
Mike, what does that vest do?
Well, it helps mobilize the secretions, but what he's on now is the IPV therapy, which is intrapulmonary. It goes inside, and it pulses inside and moves secretions that way with pressure and the oscillation of it. So it's
There's
like
actually
the
something
vest.
inside his...
His medication and air. Medication
okay.
air. So his medication is saline that he's breathing. The machine oscillates, vibrates
I gotcha.
intrapulmonary, whereas the vest is extra. It's outside.
So once he does that and it's shaking around and everything else, does it like break down the mucus? Is that what it does? And then how does it go away?
Well, one of the medications is the pulmozyme. It helps break down the mucus, and he does it with, we teach him how to cough and clear with a huff cough. And he will take a deep breath in, deep, 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 and blast.
Oh.
And so he has to do the work.
I'm learning.
Yeah.
I told you earlier, I've talked to a lot of kids with cystic fibrosis. I think, does every kid get treated a little bit differently, or is it kind of the same?
It's kind of the same, but
Yeah?
it's all about the attitude of the kid and the parents reinforcing it and the importance of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's had this since he was 3 months old. Is that what I read
3
correctly?
months old, right?
And that's the new type of treatment that I'm reading here about.
Well, the IPV you've had for how long now?
Probably a year.
About a
Probably a
year
year,
when we
right?
first started getting it out.
Yes.
Yeah, we got the Metaneb in the hospital, and that's our first product we were using, utilizing the medications, and it has pressure and it oscillates, vibrates.
Gotcha.
And it's shortening hospital stays up to like 1 day.
Oh,
So, I mean, that's big. When these
what
guys,
was it before?
Well, they're like 12 to 14 days to
Yeah.
in,
Oh,
so
wow.
we're taking a day off at a time.
Oh,
working with
perfect.
these new
And we come a
therapies.
couple times a year, so we spend, about a month a year here. We do 14 days at a time on IVs.
So, Connor, since you're spending all this time here at All Children's, what are some of the things that you do to pass the time while you're here?
Mostly just play my Xbox.
Oh, did you see his face? My Xbox. I play my Xbox. What's your favorite game?
I do like Call of Duty and
I was waiting for it. That's my daughter's favorite is also Call of Duty.
and then I have a game called Sniper Elite.
Sniper League?
Sniper Elite. Yes.
Oh, Sniper Elite.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that one. She was probably over there going, no, we're getting that one for Christmas.
Well, he does a couple hours of treatments a day. So when he was little, we used to watch, cartoons and stuff. So now
Right.
it takes a little more to get his mind off his therapy. So I let him play video games while he does his therapies.
That shit. I
Yeah.
don't think that that's an issue at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good for him. So he likes to do his therapies. He looks forward to it. It's Xbox time.
I get to play video games for 2 hours.
That's right. No problem.
All right, no problem at all. How long is there a cure, or is this a treatment for CF?
It's all treatments that they're working on cures still, but there's therapies now. There's new ones that they're trying now that are like big changes, but it depends on the mutations. There's different mutations of this disease. Depends on, not all kids can get the same medications of the new ones, but
'cause
the standard therapies are the same.
Yeah, because some of the kids that I've talked to. I mean, I've talked to 2-year-old that has cystic. I've talked to the parents of a 2-year-old with cystic fibrosis, and then the girl that I was telling you about. I think she's 18 or 19 now.
Right.
So
Yeah,
it's
children
everywhere
are
in between.
living longer and longer, and they're just starting now to have clinics for adults with cystic fibrosis, which is a great thing.
So you take it. I mean, it goes into adulthood. Is that correct, Mike?
It
We
can.
take them up to here, and then we transition to, say, Tampa General or wherever.
Oh,
else.
okay.
Yeah, at the adult.
Okay. Now, Connor, you were telling me you're quite the drummer.
Oh, yes, I like to drum.
You like to drum. Do you have a drum set?
No.
So, do you borrow a drum set or?
We used to have one, but then we sold it.
Oh, boo. Well, you need a new drum set.
Yes, yeah.
You know, we were talking about this before we went on the air. I too am a drummer, but see, you like to drum, and I like to drum, but I have a drum set, but it's like piled up in a corner in my bedroom, like literally piled up.
Oh, gosh.
So we need to get on the phone with somebody, get Connor a drum set. Is that okay, Mom? If we got him a
That
drum?
would be
Okay, all
so
right. See what we can do.
In your house, right? He can come over to your house and play it. Electronic drum kit would be good.
You know what? That's a really good idea because you put your headphones on, and the only thing
Right.
people hear around you is
That's right.
it all sounds like this. But in your head, it's like ga, 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 ga. It's so cool. Need to work on that. Connor, thank you so much for coming by and saying hey to us.
No problem.
And keep on drumming.
Okay.
And keep on doing the what is it? Black Ops? Call of Duty. Okay. I get them mixed up. And whenever I don't know if you watch it while he's playing it.
Sometimes.
I get motion sickness while I'm watching it.
It's crazy.
I'm like, I can't even watch you guys play this anymore. And Mike, thank you so much for your insight and coming by and talking to us. And Mom, thank you so much for coming by as well.
Okay, thanks for having us today.
Oh, absolutely. Is there anything? Your doctors. Have you had the same doctors the whole time? Has Mike been with Connor for a long time?
We've had a couple of the doctors. There's a little bit of a transition in the doctors, but we've had a couple of the same 2 doctors since he was born.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Dr. Gondor and Dr. Kreisman have been 2 of his doctors he's had since he was a baby.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say to the people at All Children's before we take
It's
off?
amazing. It's just amazing what they do for the kids. And the cystic fibrosis team, the nurses, respiratory therapists, and the doctors, they're so great with the kids. They feel like our family now.
Right. Do you have a favorite, Connor?
No, not
Can't pick one?
well,
Well, of course, Mike.
favorite doctor?
Yeah, your favorite guy.
Oh, then Mike.
He's respiratory. He has a lot of favorite nurses, too.
Oh, I bet he does
He
have
has a
some
lot of
favorite
favorite
nurses.
nurses on the 8th floor.
Oh, I bet he's
Oh,
not even
yes.
paying any attention to us either right now.
Yeah.
Dr. Kreisman, he likes Dr.
Connor, what
Kreisman.
about the nurses up on the 8th floor?
Oh, I have a couple that I like.
Do you now?
Yeah.
Gonna do a shout out to some of them?
Oh, well, I like Sarah, and then
She's a charge nurse on 8 South.
Nice.
and there's a couple more, but I can't think of their names right now.
But if they walked in right now, you'd be like, that one and that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I would.
Oh, and the one in the back.
I always know because he says,
Yeah.
Mom, you can go down and get a drink now if you want. When they come in the room, I'm like, oh,
I'm
okay.
totally fine. See you, Mom.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, guys, for coming by, sharing your story, and hang in there, buddy. All right.
Thank
Keep on
you.
drumming, too.